Do you know which words your cat truly grasps when you speak to them? Most people assume felines only react to the sound of a treat bag or a can opening. However, a groundbreaking study from Sophia University in Japan proved that cats learn and respond to specific words you use daily. And one of these words, the one almost every owner uses incorrectly, might be slowly damaging your cat's trust without you even knowing it. Let's start with the word they learn before any other. 1. They know their own name. Have you ever called your cat only to see them look at you, blink once, and then head in the opposite direction? You probably thought they didn't understand, but you were wrong. They understood perfectly. In 2019, researcher Atsuko Saito and her team at Sophia University published a study that changed everything we thought we knew about cats and language. They tested dozens of felines and found something remarkable. Cats can distinguish their own name from random words, and even from words that sound nearly identical. So why don't they always come running? Because cats aren't programmed to respond like dogs. Dogs were bred for obedience. Cats were never made to obey. When your cat hears its name, it makes a choice. It evaluates if responding is worth it based on what usually happens next. If calling their name leads to something positive, like food, play, or affection, they are more likely to come. If it consistently leads to a bath or a vet visit, don't count on it. And that's what's so fascinating. Your cat knows exactly what you are saying. They just decide if you are worth reacting to. And if your cat knows its own name, what else have they picked up in silence? The last word on this list might change your view of your cat forever. 2. They know what no means. Have you noticed how your cat freezes the second you say no? Maybe they were on the counter, scratching the sofa, or about to knock something over. You said it once and they stopped. So they clearly understood, right? Well, yes and no. Your cat absolutely learns what no means over time. But here is the mistake most owners make. Cats don't react to the word the way you think they do. They react to the tone, the volume, and the emotional charge behind it. This sharp, sudden sound creates a negative association. Your cat learns that when this sound rings out, something unpleasant follows. They stop then, not because they respect the rule, but because they want to avoid discomfort. And this is where it gets tricky. If you use no too often too loud, or at the wrong moments, your cat doesn't learn discipline. They learn fear. They start associating you with stress. Over time, this changes everything. They hide more. They flinch when you move too fast. They stop coming when you call, not because they forgot your bond, but because you accidentally altered what your presence means to them. Owners who get the best results use no sparingly and calmly. A short, firm tone. No yelling, no unnecessary repetition. One calm no followed by redirecting them to an allowed activity. That is how you educate without breaking trust. And if this makes you rethink every conversation with your feline, click like and subscribe so we can share this with other owners who deserve to know what their cat actually hears. 3. They know what treat means. What is the unique word that makes your cat appear like magic, no matter where they are in the house? You already know the answer. Treat. You could whisper it at the other end of the apartment, and somehow your cat is already sitting at your feet, staring at you as if they've been waiting for this all day. And it's not just cute, it's scientific. Cats learn through something called classical conditioning. It's the same process a scientist named Pavlov discovered over a century ago when he noticed that dogs started salivating at the mere sound of a bell, because they had learned that the bell meant food was coming. When a specific sound is followed by the same result every time, the brain creates a direct connection between the two. Sound equals food. No more thinking required, it becomes automatic. And the funny thing is, most owners don't even realize they've trained their cat. You never gave vocabulary lessons. You just said treat before giving one, over and over, and your cat did the rest. They linked the sound to the result faster than expected, because food is the most powerful motivator in the feline world. But it goes far beyond the word itself. Some cats react to the crinkle of the bag, the opening of the cupboard, or even the sound of your steps toward the kitchen at a certain time. They have built an entire chain of associations around that moment. The word is just the most obvious trigger of a system your cat built all by themselves. 4. They know your other cat's name. If you have multiple felines, have you ever spoken the name of one and noticed the other react? Maybe they looked toward the cat you were calling. Maybe they glanced at the door where their companion usually emerges. You probably thought it was a coincidence. It wasn't. In 2022, a research team led by Saho Takagi at Kyoto University in Japan published a study that stunned the animal behavior world. They discovered that cats living with other cats learn and recognize the names of their housemates. Not just the sound, but the identity behind it. Here is how they proved it. They played a cat's name while showing either the correct cat or a completely different cat on a screen. When the wrong cat appeared, the cats in the study stared at the image longer. This prolonged stare is a well-known indicator in animal research. It means something doesn't match what they expected. They heard the name. They expected a specific face. And when it didn't line up, they noticed. Think about what that means. Your cat has quietly built a mental map of your home. They know who is who. They know which name belongs to which face. No one taught them this. They deduced it simply by living alongside you and paying attention to patterns you didn't even know you were creating. So the next time you call one cat and the other looks up, no, it's not random. They understood exactly who you were talking to and chose to be curious. 5. They know what "come here" means. Have you ever looked at your cat from across the room, said "come here," and watched them walk towards you? We often laugh it off as if it were a stroke of luck. But what if your cat understood these words for much longer than you think? This is the point we mentioned earlier, and it might change your perception forever. Cats aren't born knowing what "come here" means. But over time, through hundreds of small moments, they create a bond between these words and what follows. You say it, then you give them affection. You say it, then you pick them up. You say it, and they end up in a warm, safe place. Your cat didn't learn this from a manual, they learned it from you, from every time those words led to something positive. And that is what makes this point different from every other word on this list. The treat is about food, no is about avoidance, but "come here" is about your relationship. When your cat hears these words and chooses to walk toward you, they aren't obeying an order. They are telling you that every experience lived with you. After hearing those words, made them feel safe enough to come back for more.